And welcome to another episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome, everybody, to another wonderful edition of the show. It is time to talk a little draft. For those of you who are living under a rock, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, the NFL draft had their first round on Thursday, second and third on Friday, and 4 through 7 on Saturday. Eric, we obviously have been talking all weekend, and we're talking scoring and all of that fun stuff. Before we get into the specifics, as we'll obviously go over each player that was drafted, and maybe, some people we would have liked better, maybe not, whatever, we'll talk about it. Overall, what's your initial thoughts on this draft? You can give it a grade if you want, you don't
Sure.
have to, but.
Well, I won't shy away from it. I gave it a B-. It was a very good draft, which, to anybody who knew me during my scholastic days knows a B- I was A-okay with. So, it was a good draft. We'll get into some of the points where I thought maybe they could have gone different directions. But overall, there's no pick that I sit there and go, really? That guy? To me, that's always the first thing I say. Is there a spot where I look at and say, and not really. I could make a case for each one of these guys that they picked, where they picked them.
Sure. Yeah, I think a lot of people have certainly expressed some concern over the fact that they waited until the fourth round to grab a corner. I think we were all kind of hoping in that second round. There were a couple of guys there that we would have liked in that, for corner. But, I think the second and the third rounder are probably going to get the most scrutiny.
Sure.
Because they're early enough to where they should be impactful, but, they're not late enough to where it's like, hey, if it works out, it works out, So,
right.
So let's start with the second round pick, number 37, Landon Dickerson, center out of Alabama, which is the first time that the Eagles have actually, really, Eagles shy away from Bama players. But
they went back to back.
So kind of funny there, but obviously the concern here is his injury history.
Sure.
It's, when you're bringing an offensive lineman into the offensive lineman group who already has an injury history, and you're getting this guy to not only come in and be able to spot start for an injury, but eventually take over for Jason Kelce for hopefully the next 10 years. The guy's had, 2 ACLs, some ankle injuries, but when he is healthy, they're already comparing him to somebody with the likes of Quentin Nelson.
Well, we talked about some of the guys, one name that we talked about for the first round was Jalen Phillips. And we said, if you take him, you have to trust your medical team. You have to trust that they're going to be – and that's what this is. The Landon Dickerson pick is another situation where you have to trust your medical, that you're going to be able to keep them on the field. And I know that's not been the Eagles' strong suit with guys. The once bit, twice shy, Carson Wentz, the big knock on him, as much as we sat here and defended him for as long as we did, his big knock was that he couldn't stay on the field.
Right.
Sidney Jones, you couldn't get him on the field. And so
Sidney Jones, I think, is the easy comparison.
Sure. Because of where you picked him.
That got, bumped into the second round, knowing the injury history, and you still went ahead and picked him. Obviously,
at the Alabama Pro Day, he was seen behind Mac Jones. I'm sure everybody's seen the footage doing cartwheels, and he's a lighthearted guy. He's going to be good for your locker room.
Sure,
he's going to be a well-liked player in that locker room because he's willing to do the work, but he's also willing to have fun and laugh at himself and be very lighthearted and jovial. Which, look, we can make light of that, but stuff like that, it's a grind. There are times where you and I, we'd love to play football for a living. We would love to have the body type, but there are times. Yeah, but there are times where doing this, it becomes a job. When you're not doing well, when you got nagging injuries, and you got a media ready to fire the coach and run the GM out of town, it can be very taxing on players mentally as well as physically.
Sure.
And so having someone that'll come in and do something that'll help lighten the mood, that's pretty. That's not the biggest selling point on the guy.
No,
the
right.
biggest selling point better be what he can do on Sundays.
Well, and what he did at Alabama was not give up any sacks.
Which, hey, that's going to be important. If he can come here
at all.
If he can come here and when he's put in the line of fire, not give up any sacks from his position, that's pretty nice to be able to know, hey, that guy in the middle, we know we don't got to worry about that.
Right. And that's what we've been doing with Jason Kelce, ever since he got drafted. And, just given his longevity and potential Hall of Fame career, that may end up going down as the most valuable pick in Eagles history as far as, getting, value out of a certain position, So
and out of the spot where you picked him. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Seamus? What's up, buddy?
Hey, Seamus. Good to see you, bud. Yeah.
I'm kind of with you. I'm in that B- range. I'm not as doom and gloom as a lot of people. Yes, I would have rather seen a few players here and there, but and I think again,
if I can name one player who you would have liked there, and seeing as the only person that can pronounce his name right associated with the Phillyverse, should I just go ahead and say Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah?
Thank you. I would have loved to. When I flip it even further, I was like, just trade up and get him. Use your.
Oh my God, I was with you.
Use your third and give up like a fourth next year. You got plenty of draft capital next year.
I felt like he was an impactful guy, and I think Cleveland did a hell of a job. Cleveland had a great draft.
Yeah, they did. Travis, what's going on, pal? Travis says he gave up 1 sack in over 800 snaps at Alabama.
Yeah, that's his entire time at Alabama. His senior or this last year, I don't think was he a junior this year? He came out early, or is he senior? Okay, but in his senior year, he didn't give up any.
Yeah, so dude's a freak of nature. Like I said,
right?
Nelson is one of the premier left guards in the NFL. And to be compared to somebody of that, stature is great. And I think when we look back at this draft and it's, the 3 years ahead, as one always says, you have to give it at least 3 years. I think if Landon Dickerson is certainly going to be what sways it. And if he is healthy and
if he stays healthy, I think
I have no question about his abilities. So if he can stay healthy, I think this will go down in this draft as pretty, pretty pleased.
Yeah, it goes down as an A+ draft if he stays healthy.
Right. And and again, as I said, the second and the third round seem to be getting a lot of the heat. The third round, kind of for all the wrong reasons, they showed the Eagles' war room when Milton Williams got drafted. And everybody was pretty happy that you saw Rich Gann in the background, like pumping his fist. He was
you got somebody
excited.
Yeah.
And and then
somebody for his side of the ball, absolutely.
Right. And then you get all the way down to Donahoe, however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Dude was visibly pissed. And he gave a half-hearted fist pound to Howie. Howie probably said, "What's wrong with you, dude?" And he's like, "Man, I don't like that pick." And Howie's like, what do you want me to do? So naturally,
I actually don't put any of that on Howie. Howie's trying to be involved with the guys.
Yeah, he's trying to be excited.
At that point, you got to have a united front. You got to know that video, if it doesn't go right, is going viral, and it did.
And listen, I get that certain scouts and people that make these decisions have their guys and have who they want.
And you spend months in this evaluation process, and then so you fall in love with a guy, and then your organization says we're going a different direction. Some guys it's okay.
You're invested in time.
Yeah.
Learning about this prospect, and trying to figure out if he's a fit.
Mm-hmm.
So I get Donahoe was pretty upset.
But I think at that point you need to show
it exacerbates the news from the last couple of months that there's a lot of infighting in the front office. So
that was a good opportunity to show a united front.
Right, and that could have been really good, but regardless, it's people are going to take what they want. And yeah, I don't think Williams is necessarily a household name. I certainly heard of him, but I wasn't, all the way up on all of the information on Milton Williams. He's at a D tackle out of Louisiana Tech. Probably will play D end. I think
he's a rotational guy. I think somebody they plan to get involved. He'll probably start off on special teams and work his way into the rotation along the defensive line somewhere.
Yeah. Well, and again, I feel like, you probably could have taken somebody like an Aaron Robinson, who the Giants took a pick later.
Yeah, the Giants had a really good draft too.
Yeah, they surprisingly did. Even after
fans' response to
they've traded back all this time. But so I honestly think, it was important to get younger on the line. And both lines, honestly.
And it was clear that was a priority.
Yeah, Howard came out and said, as long as I'm here, we're going to prioritize both lines. And he always has, and he always will, which is fine,
that's his thing, and I'm fine.
I'm cool with that being your thing. Mm-hmm. So, and considering Brandon Graham is getting up there, Fletch is getting up there. These are two pivotal, players on this defense that are probably not going to be here in a couple of years.
Right.
Maybe sooner. So, I think with this draft combined with all of the picks next year, I think, we'll probably see another defensive lineman pick, probably with one of those early picks.
Oh yeah, you've got 4 picks in probably the first, and 4 in the first, like at least
40,
60.
40, 50.
Yeah, probably we can say 4 in the first 50. I would say you're at least getting 1 D end.
Yeah, exactly. And probably gonna get a corner. Probably gonna, who knows? What else? We probably an offensive tackle again.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's just hope it's not a situation where you have to get a quarterback.
Well, and that's I think was my next point is this all hinges on Hurts. If Hurts is the guy, at least they're confident enough that he's the guy moving forward. You can spend those picks on helping him and helping this defense.
Yeah, and look, you spent 2 picks on Thursday and Friday night to help Jalen Hurts.
Right.
Like, make no mistake, like that was the first 2 nights of the draft, that was about helping Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. And I think with Smith, Rager, I think it takes a little pressure off of Rager having Smith there.
Yes.
You have those two. You have Greg Ward, Fulgham. You have Hightower, Quez Watkins. You have Goddard. You have Miles Sanders. Yeah. You have a very young, team.
And a very noticeable thing that did not happen over the weekend, Zach Ertz not traded over the weekend.
That's also very true. And so I'm just looking at whatchamacallit. So not only did the Eagles obviously take I'm blanking on his name, Devontae Smith. Mm-hmm. They also got a nice young running back in Kenneth Gainwell in the 5th from Memphis, who ends up being the cousin of Fletcher Cox.
Yeah, I didn't know that until after I saw somebody tweet that out.
Right. That was super weird. I did not know that. I wish I would have known that prior, but
I know that'd have been a great thing to talk about on the show. That mid-round pick being, related to Fletcher.
Right. So after that pick, I'm also forgetting Zach McPherson, corner from Texas Tech, which I love that pick. I love it too. I think he could be a really good player in this league. Mm-hmm. And considering that we really don't have a true number 2 right now, I think he could potentially fight for some.
He could be in that mix. Yeah,
he could be. I mean, considering there's not really a guy out there that's like, oh, okay, clearly he's our number 2. At least not now. At least not now. Because there's a lot of time between now and start of season, and there's still some free agents.
Usually when you get that second wave of free agents.
Second wave of cuts, you also could theoretically make a trade, considering that you have a lot of draft capital.
Draft capital, yeah.
So, I truly believe that the Eagles are not done at corner. as far as making off-season moves, personally.
Agreed. Yeah.
Seamus, a couple analysts said Milton Williams could be potentially as good as Aaron Donald. Pretty close measurables and a bench press 500 pounds. Yeah, I actually heard that too, and I don't think anybody thought.
Yeah, let's see if he plays with the same owner as Aaron Donald.
Well, no, right, but I don't think anybody thought Aaron Donald was going to come out and be the best defensive player in the league for years, to come.
I'll tell you what, I remember watching that whole process leading up to Aaron Donald. There was one guy, Theo Riddick, who sat and was pounding the table that Aaron Donald was the best player in the draft that year.
Well, there you go. Maybe we should hire him as a scout.
If only we had him as a scout.
If only.
But we did once upon a time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we were all clamoring for him to be our GM.
Oh yeah. What do you mean we're?
Yeah, almost. But so outside of running back and a cornerback in the fourth round, I think again those were two really good picks in the fourth round.
Yeah, I was ecstatic with their fourth round.
So, no, I'm sorry. Gainwell was a fifth round. My bad.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was fourth, and I just get a little. Yeah. A sixth round. What do they end up with? A linebacker. Well, I guess. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's like a hybrid.
Yeah,
Kobe Stevens from LSU. He could play safety. He could play linebacker. That's fine. We certainly need.
Yeah, more. But he's probably going to do a lot of special teams. You know how I like to pick out those guys who are going to help us.
And then they got Marlon. I'm not going to pronounce his name. Tuipulotu. Yeah, sure. Defense.
Throw it all together really quickly. Sound like I'm right.
Right. Yeah. Gotta love the Samoans. Those dudes, always are big bodies. Just mean guys.
They're all either pro wrestlers or football players.
Yeah,
That's
right.
all they do.
Exactly. So he got selected with the first Eagles pick, or no, I'm sorry, the second Eagles pick in the sixth round. And then they also took the third pick in the sixth round. Jeez,
right, they had three in the sixth.
Sorry, yeah. So they also got Taron Jackson, DN from Coastal Carolina. Again, more D-line help.
Yeah.
Sixth round was some D-line help. And then in the seventh, they ended up with Patrick Johnson, a linebacker at Tulane, which actually I liked. I personally would have probably gone for somebody like a Dylan Moses.
Yeah, I was surprised Dylan Moses didn't get. He didn't pick, did he?
He ended up going to Jacksonville.
Okay.
And then looking at the undrafted free agents, I think we got a couple of really good guys.
Mm-hmm.
So Trayvon Grimes, wide receiver out of Florida. A lot of people are already saying, well, that's the official J.J. Arcega-Whiteside replacement.
Oh yeah.
Seamus, again, I think 5 of our draft picks could get a lot of playing time. I agree. I really do.
I 100% agree. Yeah.
I think just given this team and who we have right now, I definitely think at least 5. Smith, I think Landon will probably be able to spot start and any injury will be able to come in and fill in that role.
Yeah, figure if Landon Dickerson's available week 1, he's got an opportunity, especially like you said, if there are any injuries on the offensive line.
God will.
And I mean, yeah, right. And Devontae Smith, obviously gonna have a chance to play significantly.
And I think Williams will be in a rotation.
Mm-hmm.
I think McPherson will definitely
have an opportunity to compete.
Could definitely be an opportunity to compete. And I think our 5th round selection of Gainwell. I think.
Yeah, I think he is.
There's a very good possibility that Jordan Howard may not be on this team.
Yeah, there's nothing guaranteed for Jordan Howard.
Especially if Gainwell balls out and they're like, well, we found our number 2. We don't need Howard.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Trayvon Grimes, wide receiver out of Florida. This is an interesting one. Jamie Newman, quarterback out of Georgia. From all I've ever heard is this guy was before this last collegiate year. This guy was like first, second round talent.
Yeah, that's what I had heard as well.
And basically, the guy there now, I guess, beat him out and whatever. But and then he ended up sitting out last year because of it. Kind of it seemed a little like, he did it only because he got beat out, which is unfortunate, but
Right.
maybe that's not the case. I don't know. But dude's a real good talent. So if that's your developmental quarterback. So you have Hurts, you have Flacco, and now you have Newman, who you can develop, and hopefully, with the quarterback factory, develop him into a decent quarterback, at least a decent backup quarterback for the time being. They grabbed another offensive tackle from Buffalo, Coyote Wosika. I'm really bad at this.
Just say it really fast. That way everybody just believes you're confident and you must be right.
Gotcha. Defensive tackle out of Ohio State, Jaquan Bailey, who everyone kind of predicted he was going to be an undrafted. Same with Wusika. They got another wide receiver, so they got two total wide receivers. Undrafted. Jamon Osborne, wide receiver from Texas A&M. They got another center who I'm assuming is a guard hybrid, Harry Kreider from Indiana. And then finally a tight end, Jack Stoll from Nebraska. So, I think the highlight of the undrafted free agent class has to be Trayvon Grimes, who I think was a very draftable player. He's 6'4", 240, ran a 4.5. Had pretty productive years last year, senior year. Actually, he was originally in Ohio State his freshman year, transferred to Florida. 38 catches, 589 yards, and 9 touchdowns. So he's certainly good. And again, I think the quarterback, Jamie Newman, certainly has potential. This guy was recruited to be a star in college, and just, for whatever reason, it kind of didn't work out.
Right.
Again, he's on a big national program. He certainly has the skills. He's mobile.
Yeah, he was expected to come in after Jake Fromm and take over.
Yeah. So I'm very kind of excited to see what those two guys can do. And honestly, you get anything out of the rest of them, I think you're
Oh yeah.
He's saying who is saying who
Grimes, I think. Yeah.
Aaron Moorhead. Sorry, I missed that. Maybe
I think he's saying Grimes did.
Grimes? That makes sense actually. That's always certainly good and helpful. So so honestly, like I said, I give it a B-. I think it's hard to judge drafts as they just happened, but
sure.
I'm really excited about Hurts. Hurts and Smith.
Yeah, I'm excited about that combo.
That they're getting that combo back together. I mean, honestly, I'm ready to. That is a jersey worthy purchase.
Yeah.
He already has number 6. He already said it.
Yep.
So, and I need a 6. So
do I. Yeah.
So I
don't have to get Bubby Brister.
Thank God. Now I just need somebody to be number 3. And I'll go. Oh, the second receiver. I'm sorry. That was Usman, Usman, wide receiver from Texas A&M.
Okay,
that's even better because let's think about this. So Grimes would have worked with Brian Johnson.
Yeah,
he was the O coordinator there. So there's that connection. And then Usman, as you said, mentioned worked with Aaron Moorhead, wide receivers coach. So all good things. Gotta love those connections because the familiarity with a coach,
right?
That helps
makes that transition to the next level that much easier. Yeah,
exactly. So, I was pretty happy. Again, I think in the second round, I would have, felt better today if they had grabbed an Asante Samuel Jr. or a Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoah. Got it.
There you go.
Got
There
it.
you go.
Woo! That's the only time I'm ever going to say it again. I'm officially retiring from saying his name.
Well, since he wasn't taken with the Eagles, you shouldn't have to say it again.
Right, I shouldn't. So I would have much rather one of those two guys, and then in the third, grab somebody like a Creed Humphrey, center from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And so, where did he end up going? Let me see if I can.
I was just actually trying to think of that while you were saying. I'm like, wait, where did he go? Because it's so funny. I always talk about this. After we get done the draft analysis, like if we come back in a month and you're like, man, what did you think about the draft? I'm like, it's like it all just departs from my head. Like all the stuff I think about, like with
all the players that
this guy could go here. Oh, if this team trades up, they could get hit, and then I usually like by the end of the process, I'm going like midway into the second round in my mock draft in my head, and then it's like a month later, it's like, all right, what did you think about the draft? Trevor Lawrence went number 1, right?
Yeah, right. Actually Creed Humphrey ended up going to Kansas City at the end of the second round, so they would have actually had to trade up. So that's
okay.
But still, say if you went Owusu-Karamoah with your second round pick.
Well, and who knows how the rest of it plays out after that? If we take Owusu-Karamoah, and like maybe instead of taking Creed Humphrey, maybe they're taking Landon Dickerson at the end of the second round.
That is true. I mean, there were a couple of really good guys.
Yeah,
in the second round that kept falling. Pete Warner, Nick Bolton, as I mentioned, Owusu-Karamoah. I just really want to say it now that I know how to say it.
That's the same way I was last week. As soon as I really got it down, I was like, I have to keep saying it over and over again.
Who else? Ojulari, the linebacker from Georgia.
Yeah. Who ended up getting
Terrence Marshall? I would have even taken Terrence Marshall, wide receiver.
Washington got Owoju, right? Or was it the Giants?
Where was he? Owusu-Karamoah?
Yeah. Or not. No.
Ojulari?
Ojulari, yeah.
Yeah, he went to the Giants.
Yeah.
Sadly.
He had a good draft.
They really did. Honestly, let's. I
mean, I love our draft. I don't want to sound like
they traded all the way back to
got a first next year out of it.
Next year to take Kadarius Toney, which only proves the fact that we made the right choice.
For
Devontae Smith. Which I don't understand their need toward another wide receiver. They already just signed Galladay. They have Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, I didn't understand it either. I thought for sure they were going to go one of the offensive linemen. And Rashad Slater was sitting there. I thought, you just lost, not that long ago. Eli Manning was the first of that 2004 quarterback group that had to retire because he got the crap beat out of him.
And when you traded back, you still had Christian Darrisaw.
Right.
Flipped all the way down to 23 with Minnesota. Now, Minnesota had a pretty good draft, too. So the Giants got Toney in the first round. They got Ojulari in the second round. I'm trying to see if just in case they had any trade picks. Third round, they got Aaron Robinson, who corner from UCF, which I would have loved. Let's see.
I think overall, I think the NFC East did a really good job.
Yeah,
I think they all did a really good draft.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Did they get a fourth round selection? I don't think they had a fourth round. Oh, no, they did. They had another linebacker, Ellerson Smith from Northern Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
They had.
He was Ellerson Smith. I know he was a guy we mentioned that we might like for the Eagles mid rounds.
I don't think they had a fifth because I can't find it, and I'm not going to keep looking. I'm literally just going through every pick. They had Rodarius Williams, Oklahoma State corner, which I did like as a kind of a late corner for us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they had a pretty good draft. Dallas again drafts another linebacker, which is not surprising. But they have 4 linebackers right now. I would take on the Eagles over any linebacker.
Oh, absolutely. But like, who's rushing the passer in that Dallas room?
Well, you have
who's covering somebody
in
Lawrence. That room. Yeah, aside from Trevor Lawrence.
That's it.
I mean, not Trevor Lawrence.
DeMarcus.
Yeah.
Trying
to call every name, but
their corners aren't really their D-backs aren't good at all.
Mm-mm.
They should have been focusing on that. Their offense is pretty darn good when everybody's healthy, but they also need some more O-line help.
Absolutely. I mean, like
again, the fact that they went Parsons, I think it's hilarious. They could have had Rashawn Slater right there.
Yeah.
They just, whatever. They decided not to.
Or Darshaw if they wanted him there.
But they also got another corner in the second round, Kelvin Joseph from Kentucky, who actually I did like.
Sure, I thought he might go in the first round.
They got a D tackle from UCLA in the third. In the
I was going to take a stab name.
Yeah, in the fourth they got Josh Ball, finally an O tackle from Marshall. Again, nothing sexy, but then what I really didn't like is they picked Jabril Cox in the fourth round at 115. Linebacker.
Yeah.
So they literally now have 5 linebackers I would probably take on the Eagles.
Yeah.
5
linebackers you'd name in the Cowboys before you'd name one linebacker on the Eagles, right?
Probably. Or maybe it is. No, maybe Cox was the fourth one. But either way, regardless. They already had pretty.
Yeah, I feel confident in saying that there's a 5th linebacker on Dallas you'd probably take over at least our second linebacker.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I get, the fact that linebackers aren't really shit in this town, which is whatever. That's fine. As somebody who loves linebackers and feels that it, to me, is the most important group of the defense.
Sure.
That's just me. But I understand why people don't, because again, you can, there's a lot of sets that only have 2 linebacker, and I get all that. And we have Wilson, who again was kind of thrust into the starting role due to injury with Minnesota last year, had a very productive year.
Yeah, he's going to have an important role in this defense.
Right. You have Alex Singleton, who finally got some playing time. Second half of the season was a monster.
Which means we can put out the pasture Nate Geary, who's no longer here.
Bye-bye. I would also
like you'd appreciate hearing saying that again.
I would like Duke Riley to never see the field. You also have TJ Edwards, who again, nothing special, but I feel like he's progressing. And then you had the 2, project linebackers in Bradley and Davion Taylor, who have skills, but they just can't get on the field. So,
hopefully you'll see a lot of them since we're going to have the preseason again this year, and so they'll get some game speed snaps.
Right. So I'm just a little worried about the depth of linebacker. I would have loved nothing more than to have Singleton and Wilson, whichever way, be your 2 and 3.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
That would have been nice. I'm just saying. There were some available linebackers in the second round when we were going for Landon Dickerson. I think, just trying to think of off the top of my head that I named, obviously a couple of them: Ojulari, Bolton, Warner, Owusu Karamoa.
You just wanted another excuse to say.
I really did. Now, there was another. Chaz Surratt would have been a really good pick in the 3rd round.
Absolutely. I would have loved that pick.
From North Carolina. He was a guy that I had certainly looked at. I want to say there was still one more. I don't think it was Monty Rice from Georgia, although I did like him. That's not who I was like. Yeah. Maybe Baron Browning, who got selected at the last pick of the 3rd round.
Yeah.
I think that might have been it. But again, there were options. I'm just, now we kind of wait as, people are kind of figuring out, bringing the draftees in, signing them, doing all that fun stuff. And then, we just heard recently that the Eagles, the voluntary, OTAs, they're not really or they're not gonna go to those. So we're gonna have a little bit of a wait before we see some of these players in actual action.
Right, not until mandatory at June.
Yeah. So hopefully, they take the month of May. And, I was going to say Jalen Reagor just posted to his Instagram earlier today, I think it was, or yesterday, of him with Jalen Hurts. It looks like they were going to work out, throw some balls, which is always something.
One of them wants to give a phone call, maybe do a plane ticket for Devontae Smith to have him there with him.
Well, that's the thing.
It's the quarterback's job to do that.
Yeah. What was it? Hurts with Smith the other night after he got drafted at the Sixers game. So I would assume Smith is still in Philly, kind of getting
hanging out. Spend some time with your quarterback.
Right.
Just a couple routes, and it's like as a quarterback, Jalen goes, "Well, I really like this route. I really like receivers running this," and Devontae really out.
They already have that because they've already worked together. So, and I think Hurts can certainly help assimilate him into the NFL, as he just went through it himself.
And he could talk about what he saw last year in his rookie year and like stuff that, Devontae should be looking out for and saying, hey, like talk to this veteran. He knows a crap ton. Somebody who's really like somebody who you wouldn't normally think of, like that probably stuck out to Jalen Hurts and said, man, that guy really knows his stuff about the receiver position.
Yeah.
Tell Devontae Smith, give him a call and talk to him about like the rigors of playing wide receiver in the National Football League.
Yeah.
And anybody,
Reagor will be
a great
offense. The whole offense is so young.
Oh, I know. They're all going to get to grow together.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So
you're going to see who sticks and who doesn't.
Right. If Hurts is the guy, I really think we have a really good offense moving forward, considering the fact that if Smith is your number one, Reagor's your number two, you have Ward and Fulgham 3 and 4. You're probably going to have,
I would either Hightower or
I would assume Watkins over Hightower,
in
my opinion. And maybe Hightower makes it, or maybe, maybe Grimes makes it. But either way, bye-bye, JJ.
I was going to say, we're not holding out hope for JJ Arcega-Whiteside tonight.
No, there's zero hope. I literally got so hype about JJ because I was seeing him doing work last season. I
know you had his jersey a couple of years.
I technically bought his jersey right away, which was so freaking dumb. So dumb.
You're like the only person who got the JJ Arcega.
I didn't buy a real one. It was one of those fake knockoff ones. So I felt better about myself only spending like $30.
Which we got to talk about when we're going to take a run over to maybe.
To Don and
Lenny.
What?
Wasn't it Lenny?
Yeah, Lenny. Don. What was that? Lenny and Susie.
Yeah, we gotta go see Lenny and Susie.
Yeah, in Pittman, New Jersey, right?
Yep.
Best jerseys out there. $50.
At the best price, yeah.
Great dude.
Freaking awesome.
Once all of the official kind of jerseys happen, right before the start of the season, we'll probably head out there and
I say sometime during the heart of training camp we take a ride there.
Yeah. And speaking of jerseys and numbers, Slay going from 24 to 2.
Yeah.
Which hurts. I was really hoping he would have went to like 3 because I need a 3.
I was hoping he was going to stay at 24.
Or that. I mean, I would have loved to because I have that jersey too. But
yeah. Now, like for this new idea we've come up with, like, how does it work? Can we take the same player? Like,
I mean, I have a number 1 Hurts jersey now.
Okay, and that counts as your 1, and Hurts counts as your 2.
For now, yeah. I mean, if you're going to want to make rules to me, I'll have to go out and get a David Akers for number 2.
I know, right?
But which I'll gladly do.
Yeah, Akers is the only kicker that I think I'd be
only kicker that I would ever think about. Elliott for a smidge there, he had a run that I could have potentially, but that's gone.
Well, the only people that I know that have one is because that's their
Their
last
last
name.
name is Elliott.
And so, like, I
Yeah,
get
I
it
know.
because I've got a Ward jersey just because that's my last name.
No way, Seamus. Where in Pittman or at or Lenny and Susie?
You were there? Oh shoot, that's awesome.
Because if that's the case, dude, we'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll definitely we'll hook
That'd
up.
be
We'll
awesome.
meet up there. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool as heck. Finally
Go get some beers afterwards. Yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend, Seamus. That'd be awesome.
I'd be in for that. That'd be great.
100%. 100%. Yeah. Maybe we can do a little group gathering.
Collaboration, yeah.
Absolutely. So but yeah, so the draft is what it is. We still have probably, I would honestly assume, I wouldn't be surprised if Howie made a move in the next week or two for a corner.
Yeah. One of the rumors I've heard so far, I don't know how you're going to respond to this, but
oh God,
Crevion LeBlanc.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense that somebody like Crevion would come back to the fold, familiarity and all that. Although it's a new coaching staff, so who really knows?
Yeah, and I still don't think it would be to compete for the number 2 corner spot. Like, he doesn't fill that role.
I right now it's Avonte Maddox's to lose.
Yeah,
it's as sad as that sounds. It's Avonte to lose.
And I think it stinks because Avonte Maddox is built to be a nickel corner. Like, that's who he is.
Right.
And I don't want to see him have to spend his career trying to be something he's not.
Right. So I'm with you. I'm a little concerned about next year. That's my number one concern right now.
Is the number 2 corner? Yeah, mine as well.
2 is my number one concern. Number 2.
I don't know. My number 2 is, and I imagine it's probably, when I say it, you'll say it's yours, the linebacker position.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm happy they got somebody like Wilson. I mean,
sure.
Think about it from this year to last year.
Oh God! Oh yeah, the linebacker room. I feel infinitely.
They have a young player who has progressed very much in 1 year in Alex. So you're already getting a better player in just him. You trotted out Nate Geary. You had Duke Riley. You had
all you told me about the difference between this year and last year is, hey, you're not going to have to worry about Nate Geary being out there. Right. I already feel like.
And then you're bringing in a guy who's had over 100 tackles. And did well. I am worried about McLeod and his injuries.
Sure.
Because
that's a great point. Absolutely.
So outside of
2 out of the last 3 or 4 years, he's
right. So outside of McLeod, and obviously they just got Anthony Harris.
Sure.
They obviously have Kevon Wallace, which again. I'm happy to see.
Still a long way from being really ready.
Well, right, but exactly. I like his production. I like where he's going. He's just not there.
Yeah.
So you still have. I think you technically still have Marcus Epps.
Right.
And I think. So you have those 4. I think they're. They signed that Andrew Adams.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that now.
Was I forget where he played Tampa last year, right? Tampa. Yeah, he apparently played, but he was in Tampa. Technically, he's a Super Bowl champion. So those are your safeties, dude. That's I think that's it, right? I can't really think because I'm looking at, some of the. Sometimes they have like corners and stuff, but really they're safety.
Right.
But that's the only safeties they have.
Safeties, yeah.
So I'm a little shocked they haven't added, a little bit more. Technically that one 6th rounder, Jacoby from LSU, is a linebacker safety hybrid. So maybe they project him more as a safety just due to that fact. But yeah, they didn't technically draft a safety. So
I know between ESPN and NFL Network, one of them listed him as a safety and one listed him as a corner.
Right. So,
or I mean, as a linebacker.
Right. Yeah. No, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little. Usually, you want to have, unless Adams truly they think can truly contribute in
Right.
a backup or a rotation role. I would like to have at least one more, and maybe that's Jacoby Stevens. So they have 6 safeties in the room, but
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. A long way to go before you get to the 90-man when we start in training camp. And then when you cut down to – are they going back to 53 this year? Was last year just a one-time deal?
I think it might be a one-time thing.
Yeah.
So Seamus says, I think we will trade for a corner or sign a free agent. Yeah, they have to, Seamus. They have
to. Yeah,
they have no option. Avonte Maddox cannot be your starting cornerback number 2.
Now, let him go play the slot. That's what he was born and bred for that spot, to be the nickel corner in this league. And he is going to make a ton of money being a nickel corner in this league because I think he's really good at it.
Yeah, I think so too.
If you move him to the 3 and get somebody in at number 2, I feel solid with this defense. I say let's roll with it, and we'll figure out the safeties as we go. If you told me you could shore up one thing on this team, I think that would be it. Is cornerback is CB2.
Yeah. Well, they have to do something. They can't go into the season like that. So, but yeah, that's it for us folks tonight. We had a great time at the draft, just kind of enjoying it. As the season progresses, we'll hopefully be able to get a better idea of how those draft picks are going, and all that. So, and then obviously once the season starts, Eric and I will be down at the tailgate. I would assume they'll let us tailgate by then.
We'll make them let us.
Yeah. So, and who knows? Maybe we'll go live every home game.
I think we should. I was going to bring up the idea of, it sounds like New Jersey is opening up things.
Everything's open. You just got to wear a mask.
Yeah. And I'm assuming Pennsylvania will follow suit.
Very soon.
I think we should start the works of our first round table amongst the people again.
That'd be great. Oh, yeah. Opening day. Opening game.
Opening Thursday night. I think that should be a thing.
Yeah. That'd be great.
We can talk about the game that's going on there.
Yeah. Seamus says, I think they'll keep it at 55 because it's a 17. That's also, I didn't.
That's a good point.
Very good, Seamus. I I factor
Seamus bringing the fire tonight.
All right. I know. We missed this, buddy.
Yeah.
Welcome back, buddy. It's been a while. But yeah, dude, maybe shoot me a message there, Seamus. Maybe we'll figure out a time where we all head over to.
Hell yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure you're already in New Jersey.
We'll head over to New Jersey. Yeah,
we'll head over to
Jersey. In New Jersey.
But yeah, that's it for us, folks. Thank you so much for listening to our show, episode number 240. I can't believe we've done 240 episodes of the show.
Well, I feel like in 10 weeks, when we get to 250, we should do something special.
Yeah, maybe we can have some special guests on. Maybe just people popping in, have a good time.
I think we should do that.
Eric, you're planning it. I know exactly who you could get to be on.
Well, I'm planning on reaching out to him today.
Well, you say you've been.
Yeah, well, I think
you're either a bald-faced liar or you're a terrible salesman.
Well, I mean, it could be either one.
Well, anyway, we'll figure all that.
No, I'll text him and talk to him about it.
Nice.
Episode 250.
Nice. 15 minutes. Yeah, Eric's right in the city. I'm super far out, but I don't mind driving, especially for
you're not as far as that.
Yeah, I've done it before. Let's do it. Let's get some Jersey. In Jersey. But anyway,
Jersey.
Jersey's in Jersey. All right, folks. Well, thank you very much for listening to the Football Smack Talk show live on the Phillyverse podcast network. Make sure that you search for the Phillyverse on all of your social medias. Give us a follow, a like, share, comment, anything. Whatever the buttons tell you to do that. Follow it and do it blindly. Yes. So we will see you guys next week. Make sure you check out all of the other shows on the Phillyverse Podcast Network. We got a couple of extra shows popping in now. I think we got our full list of shows up to about 7.
Nice.
So we'll be posting a few things on the Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter and all that, giving you the updated schedule. So please make sure you check out all the other shows. We do appreciate it. So we will see you guys next week. Hopefully nothing crazy happens between now and next week, and maybe some good news. As
maybe some CB2 news.
Yeah, some CB2 news, exactly. So we'll keep our ears to the ground on that. But Eric, you got anything to add before we get on out of here?
Nah.
All right, keeping the streak alive. Thank you very much. All right, well, thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate all the love and support. Seamus, Travis, appreciated you popping in and shooting the comments. And a special shout out to Twitch, Phillyverse Twitch. We love our Twitchies. I don't know if that's what you call them, but that's what I just did.
I think they should be called Twitchies.
Twitchies, yeah. Yeah, it's better than Twitchers.
Yeah, I think Twitchies sounds better. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Sounds like we're
I appreciate all the love and support from Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and the like. So that's it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you guys next week. So for the Football Smack Talk show, I'm Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Only 129 days to go.
That is so manageable. We will be at the beginning of the season in no time.
Oh, man. I think that in the next month, we're going to get 100 days.
I know. I can't wait. Yeah. So first will be my birthday, and then it'll be 100 days.
Yeah.
Great series in under a week. So, all right, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you guys next week. Later. Go Birds.
Go Birds.